Peace, this is Tareck Adeeb. It's time to go with the flow. And today I thought I'd say something about letting go. Now, I don't know if I've done a talk about this before, but it just seems very, very apt today for me. This is where I grew up, in these woods. It's a place where I've got such fond historic memories. The woods just behind my parents' house. And, in front of me is the school I went to, and I can see the city of Leeds in the distance. That's rapidly growing, and it's all to do with change. Change is the constant, isn't it? And, things come and go, it's like, obviously as we grow older, we fill a space, which our parents give us. And then, we grow up, we move on, we go to different spaces. And then eventually, people pass, and then those spaces get filled with other people. So it's a very poignant, and what was really interesting for me as well, like just here in the woods where, like I said, I've got so many memories, and it's like I used to play here all the time. And, I bumped into somebody that I went to school with, who married a friend who used to live on the same street as me. So it's just really weird to see that synchronicity still playing out, even if you live somewhere completely different. I've had a habit all my life of just bumping into people because I've known so many people, and driving around my hometown or the area that I grew up, and you see so many memories or feel that. And again, the whole process of healing is about letting go, and very fortunate to be able to go back to a place and feel it again, or cognitize it again, and make space for my new life, for my new family, and my new environment. It's a very fortunate, because obviously you think about a refugee or somebody who's displaced, like you think about these war-torn areas right now, and how so easily you could just be displaced. And even more worse is that you're stuck somewhere that's hellish. This is hardly hellish. On a day like today, on an autumn day like today, this is idyllic, completely beautiful, and heaven sent. There's people like Constable, even Hockney, these artists, inspired by this land, the rocks and the old Roman stone and the great, signatures or signs of history, with agriculture and obviously the Industrial Revolution. You can see these buildings, very prominent still here, and that history is all part of the story, all part of the legacy. But as we grow older and then we start to grieve and see loss, see limitation, it's about letting go. And it's very it's very relevant right now, when we I don't know when you'll get this video, but as this Taurus eclipse, we end that Scorpio cycle, and that is a profound aspect of letting go. So you've got to let go to let in, you've got to grieve, you've got to make space for the new. And that's what's happening right now in the world, as we see so much changes. And something that was prolific for me to come back here was to see the signs. I wasn't really sure how I could feel about coming back here now that things have moved on, and I wasn't, I had to sort of face it, if you see what I mean, even though it's not maybe as relevant now. But what I did in my journey to find peace, to find understanding and awareness, was, you could call it the signs, like the signs of the universe, the sensitivity and stuff. And as I was walking towards my family home, which will very soon probably no longer be here, it'll be occupied by someone else, that's just the way it goes. And I saw these birds, which for me, that's part of my signs, like it's the Greeks and the Romans used this, oromancy, I think it's called. And there it was, the signs were clear to me about the future. And that's amazing, that it's not necessarily the people, it's not necessarily the things, it's about your interpretation of it. So just remember, there's always a way, there's always peace, and there's always a beautiful experience. Memories, that's what really counts in life. So enjoy them, be your way to show the way. Peace.